Hello. How are you today? Do you want to dive into a book that might just surprise you? Whether it becomes your next favorite or one you might skip, let's find out what readers are saying about it. Cass, who has 20 likes, says, "You expect me to be able to wait this damn long? Like Tristan and Evie better get a happy ending and Evie better end up good. Like I am not gonna be okay if this ends badly. Love them too much. OMG, turns out there's gonna be a book 4. Is that one gonna be the last one, or will there be 5 too? Also, Accomplice to the villain. She's really good at the A names him. So excited and hyped." Sophia, who has 48 likes, says, 5 spoilers now playing 010 positions. Ariana Grande. Thoughts? IAMDYINGGGG. This book had everything I wanted. Let's just take a quick little look at what I wanted for this book. From my pre-read 1. Angry love confession 2. Them actually communicating their feelings 3. A little bit of some yasmut. We needed to keep it PG-13 for this type of book. I feel like lol. And guess what, y'all? I got all of that and so much more into the review. Characters: Tristan Maehrer MYMANSSSSSS. Okay, so y'all will be fighting me for this man. The yearning was yearning, and holy heck was it hot. And the smut scene, Tristan. TRYSTANN. Ugh, everything about this book had just so much yearning when he raced to get Kingsley first, and then chucked that guy out the window so he wouldn't get to be with Evie. Like that wasn't just him being jealous. It was also him protecting her from someone trying to do something like that to her when she was clearly uncomfortable. Anyway, yeah. So he's mine. Please start forming the line for anyone who wants to challenge me. BC, I am ready to beat some ass for my man. Oh, also his love confession was one of my favorites I've ever read. Just saying. Evie Sage girl crush. OML, was she fine in this? Like, the evolution throughout this entire series was everything. I was so happy. She is genuinely such a bada queen. And the fact that we got a love confession from her like 50 times before Trystans was hilarious. OMG, you know that Tristan was just staring at her like, what the heck, this baddie likes me, LMAO. And every time she killed someone I just giggled a little. And that's probably not okay, but IDC. I can't wait to see what happens next. Gideon Sage Gayu and Keely Nura Sage IDK. I seriously do not know how I feel about her. I think she just kinda needs to die. Wait, why can I not remember what happened to her? Lol. Lisa Sage. No, BC, Lisa is us and we are Lisa at this point. She represents the reader. Like, she's known what's up with all the couple from day one, and I am here for it. Becky Fortis HER and Evie's friendship, the switch up was amazing. The fact that Evie and Tati are like her sisters now really pulls at my heartstrings, honestly. They all deserve that kind of love and support, and her and Blade had me laughing out loud. I am obsessed. Blade and Tatiana, gosh, she deserves everything. I think we're overlooking just how much pain she has been through. Like, get your pink aw over here so I can give you a hug, babe. Claire Maehrer. I'm sorry, but IDK if I like her. Like, sometimes yes, and other times she kinda pissing me off. Kingsley, I have the bonus chapters, and what do you mean he's back? OMLLLL. Finally, also calling it right now, him and Winnie are endgame. Ending. Hannah. Why? I can't wait for the next book after that. Conclusion. Why do I immediately feel the need to go reread all 3 again? I am carved out a special place in my heart for this series. BC, I seriously do adore it. Quotes. Subordinate implies I have some sort of control over you, Sage, he said quietly, tumming away to cinch the ties of his own apron at his back. And I would say, by all accounts, you're hardly below me, even if I'd really like you to be. Blade grinned, appearing at Evie's shoulder. At her eye roll, he slung a muscular arm around her, his green sleeves billowing from his copper vest all the way to his wrists. A metal spoon soared through the air and knocked Blade square between the eyes. Ow, the dragon trainer yelped, releasing Evie as he rubbed at the spot with an accusatory look in his amber eyes. Evie's mother is present. You disrespectful lout. The villain took a threatening step toward the dragon trainer. Blade rubbed his forehead, glaring. I am not the one undressing her daughter with my eyes. The villain leaned down and spoke quietly in Evie's ear, his voice smoky and dark. I don't need your books. His dark gaze on her was a caress, a finger running down her cheek. I already have it. It felt like a secret confided and a bitter confession all rolled into one. What in the Deadlands? You already have what? Hi's eyes lingered on her face, dipping to her red lips. Inspiration. Now, why does that seemingly ordinary word suddenly sound absolutely filthy? Probably because he's saying it while staring at you like he wants to melt your corset. And pathetically, it's working. He had her. He always would. Or was that just the concussion talking? His dark magic swirled around them, flicking out the candles, shattering a stray ceramic chalice. Sir, your magic, she said sleepily as her boss carried her from the room. Maybe someone else should take me to the healer's quarters. My magic doesn't matter. He was resolved in that. Evie could tell by how strongly he spoke the words. How the statement didn't seem at all emotional. Just factual. Pure logic in his mind. No one touches you right now but me. She snuggled deeper into his chest, her heart beating for a different reason now as her arms clutched his neck. I like possessive evil overlord. A new side to you, she said dreamily, drifting in and out of consciousness. Oh, Sage, if only you knew. There was too much subtext in the rough words for her tired mind to pull apart. Tristan had her. He had her, but as Evie's eyes drifted shut, she sensed that this simple statement was the gravest danger of all. Gideon opened his mouth, and Sage speared him with a glare. Do not suggest going to retrieve it, Gideon, or I will talk in detail about your awkward phase. Is he not still in it? Keely deadpanned. Gideon glared at every person who laughed. So, everyone in the room, you don't scare me, villain, he sneered, spitting in the direction Sage was standing in. Tristan gripped the man's cheek with one hand, responding blandly, that's not a requirement for what's about to happen to you. But I caution you not to spit in her direction again unless you desire doing so without a tongue. I was staring at your chest, Evie blurted, her grin turning sheepish at Taewei. His eyebrows shot to the top of his head. I beg your pardon, he asked incredulously. I am sorry. Words continued rolling over her tongue, like a runaway carriage wheel. You could stare at mine, too, if you want. What are you doing? She asked herself. Make it stop to ensure we are. You know, even what are you doing? Amid her self-flagellation, her boss looked on the verge of a panic attack. He grabbed both her cheeks in his hands and crushed his lips back to hers. He shut his eyes tight, the way he did when he was in pain, trying to show her with everything he had that he loved her, too. The destiny monster may have decided their fate, but it couldn't have his mind, his thoughts, his kiss. And Tristan used all of them in that moment to show Evie he loved her more than life, more than breath, more than death, kissing her more deeply, like he was defying the gods, defying destiny, defying everything that had ever told him he didn't deserve the precious thing he held in his hands. He didn't need to deserve her. He was the villain. He could take her, and she could take him. Evie put 2 fingers in her mouth and let out a whistle so loud she nearly shattered another window. I do understand that men derive enjoyment from interrupting women mid-sentence, so I'd hate to be a spoilsport. But could you all unkindly shut your traps so I may continue? Becky snapped her fingers in agreement. Without even looking up from her notes, Tristan's face went so red Evie began to worry. You may breathe, though, she said, And she swore she saw Tristan's chest begin to move again. So generous of you. Little sister. Please continue. With our apologies. Gideon beamed with pride, which Evie should enjoy but of course did anyway. Why, Amara laughed. And it was entirely without grace. It's true, isn't it? You told me that last day that you would never feel anything for your family or anyone else ever again. I took you at your word. Or perhaps villains can't be held to such high standards. I should have known the moment I found out I was pregnant with you. You'd turn out exactly like I love her. The room went to a deadened silence at Tristan's hard proclamation. He didn't dare look anywhere but Amara. But he could feel Sage jerking at his side. Amara's lips parted. You love. Jorge gestured in a frustrated rage to Sage. Without looking at her he couldn't. The words couldn't travel back into his mind. Though, they were out there in the open now. So he continued. Everything I vowed when you betrayed me that I'd never feel anything again, it was all useless. Against her. She weakened every defense you built. The moment I met her and every day since has been irritating. Confusing. Stifling. Frustrating. Maddening. And absolute chaos. You cannot say I am incapable of caring for others. I've broken every promise I've made to myself. I didn't have a choice. His voice shook with rage and pain and longing in loving her. Kingsley hopped on the table, holding up a single sign. Little ball and chain dragging behind him. Finally, I have lots more quotes but I want a snack, so that's it for now. Prairie if I don't get an angry love confession for real this time. My Barnes & Noble's special edition with the sprayed green edges. Yes. I know I am dying will end up in the fireplace that I don't have. If you can't tell I am so exited. Now playing good graces. Anna, who has 262 likes, says, I have no words. This book was even better than I was expecting, and I was expecting a Lodi was giggling and kicking my feet so much. It gave me so much joy. But also pain. It was so good. Their banter is still unmatched. And so is the yearning. I fell in love with these characters the first time I met them. The very first TikTok Hannah posted. I've been here since the beginning and seeing them grow has been one of my favorite things ever. Words will never be enough to describe how much I adore this world and its characters. Their quest to fulfill the prophecy continues and it's as chaotic as ever. There's always mayhem when these characters are involved. But they never fail to make me laugh. We discovered a lot and I personally loved that we got multiple POVs. Tristan. I love him so much. My heart broke for him far too many times reading this. I need to see him happy with Evie. Causing chaos. More than anything. I swear. If we don't get a novella or a long epilogue with them just being happy, I am going to crash out. He lost far too much. But seeing him slowly open himself to the feelings that were plaguing him was the pinnacle of this book. Evie shall forever be one of my favorite characters ever. She brings a whole new meaning to the phrase kill them with kindness. Seeing her drive the villain crazy was the most fun I had in a while. And she most definitely earned her promotion to Accomplice. But her swallowing her feelings was truly heartbreaking. She deserves so much more. And Tristan being the only one to see that did something to my heart. Tatiana and Claire are so adorable. I need them to be good. And Kingsley. I love him so incredibly much. His chapters were my favorite. Can't wait to see his story unfold. I have to say, Gideon really grew on me and him and Keely are so fun to watch. I need more of them. And Bladen and Rebecca, OMG. They are so darn cute and I loved her friendship with Evie and Tatiana in this book. It made me so happy. Lisa is a perfect little villain. And to certain someones. I hope they take a long walk off a short pier. Or get pushed off a balcony. It really was everything I wanted it to be and so much more. There was so much anguish. As always. But this time we got so many moments that I was craving since the book 1. Insert Kingsley holding his little sign finally yet. There was also moments that made me cry. One of them more than others. And betrayals I wasn't expecting. I wasn't surprised at what happened near the end. I guessed it along the way and I have to say I am delighted I was right. It's going to be so fun. Now that everything is upside down. And that ending. Excuse me. How I am to wait. I simply don't know how. I need that next book. I needed it yesterday tbh. Seriously. How can I wait a year? It's here. It's here. It's finally here. Can you tell how excited I am? Ashley Dunaway, who has 21 likes, says, y'all better add this one to your TBR. Hannah Nicole Maehrer does it again. Amazingly heartwarming yet hilarious story with twists and turns. And an ending that will have you absolutely ready for the next in the series. The banter, slow burn, and tension are amazing. The plot twists are twisting. The found family, fantastic magic and storytelling that reminds you of fairy tales. This book is magical mayhem in a good way and will have you laughing out loud. Hannah is a perfect storyteller and this is turning into one of my favorite series. You'll love this one if you enjoy fantasy fairy tales. Grumpy X sunshine, banter, tension, and yearning. Slow burn romance. Handsome frog prince. Amazing side characters. Great found family. Multiple POV. New relationships. Betrayal and deception. Magic and mayhem. Secrets and revelations. Please read this series. It's so good. Thank you so much to Entangled Publishing, Entangled Insiders, for the ability to read this EARC early. All opinions are my own. Oceana gotta read em all, who has 28 likes, says, still the same quirky writing and cutie characters. But I am done with this series. The plot was very slow in this one. So it was basically all vibes and romance. We get new perspectives, which was fun, and almost all have love interests that have been building since book 1. Evie and the villain progress more, which was satisfying, but there's a mild open door scene in chapter 74 I had to skip through. I enjoyed these enough, but the content is alerting me that it's time to stop. More F words in here and the open door scene are my limit.